for future meetings? So no at this point in time. So moving on to the confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting. These are available here. The previous meeting on the 15th of May. Can I please have a mover for those minutes? Thank you, Councillor Godwin-Smith. And then seconder was Councillor Brindleton. If everyone could please just start having a look over those minutes and before I ask for a vote to receive those. So any changes to be noted? No. Can I please have a show of hands to receive those minutes, thanks? Thank you very much. All in favour? Any business arising out of those minutes? So just to go over what was in those minutes, we've got the Smart Cities and Suburbs program. So we know that we've had a workshop just recently to progress the strategy and ideas around that. I don't know if you have anything you want to make comment on around that.
Can, Madam Chair, at the moment the options from that workshop have been sent out to the stakeholder group, and by the end of this week we've asked for comments back, and then we'll progress next week with some finalised options, and then that particular the finalised option that is decided by that stakeholder group will come to council in a fortnight's time. Unfortunately, we'll miss the community standing committee due to the monthly duration, so it will come to council in a fortnight for support to go forward in that Smart Cities and Suburbs funding submission.
Great, thank you very much. And then the Emerald Botanic Gardens Westside project, we had an update on that project, and I know that the tender was put out and it has closed, and contractor has been procured, and that work should be commencing in the next couple of weeks on the pathway section of that project. So it's just a stage project there.
Madam Chair, with that, is there a resolution in the car park area? What's happening with that?
Of the Botanic Gardens?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll have to work with our project manager, Alex Eames, to get an update on where that's at in terms of holding that finalisation of the car park and construction, so we don't interfere with future planning of that area. So that is definitely not something, or not a part of that project that's going to occur in the first section anyway. It will be the very last part of that project. So we have, I think it's currently planned to be delivered in June next year. So the finalisation of that particular project is towards the end of next year. So we have a good 12 months to ensure that whatever planning happens for that area is not going to impede any future planning for that precinct. And those discussions have been ongoing for some time now.
Okay, and then there was an update on the bat dispersal at Jeringa, and then an overview from the environmental health team. And then obviously department updates as well. So if there's no questions, I'll move on. So then review of the outstanding meeting actions. If everyone could please cast their eye to those. Very right, just one, which is the Smart Cities program, which we just discussed. So that's progressing. That's great. And then moving on to the review of the upcoming agenda items, if anyone wants to have a look at those. Are there any questions around those upcoming agenda items?
I will note for you, Madam Chair, that a couple of those particular items, while the status is currently not started, there are some that have been started, and it's my oversight of not updating that. In particular, the cemetery strategy is certainly underway, and that will be coming forward in draft version hopefully within a month. And the housing strategy is certainly being progressed in combination with commercial services and housing company.
Thank you. Is there any, so moving on, any petitions at all total? Thank you very much. No committee recommendations or notes today, so we'll move on. Has anyone got any material, personal interest, conflicts of interest, personal gifts and benefits to note today? No? Thanks for that. So we'll move into the body of the meeting today, so into an information report about the Australian Smart Communities Association conference, which both Daniel and myself attended in Melbourne in May. So I'll hand over to Daniel to provide that report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With your indulgence, we might tic-tac through this if you want to
Sure.
contribute to the actual report itself. So as Councillor Daniels mentioned, on the Thursday, the 10th of May and Friday, the 11th of May, both Councillor Daniels and I attended the Australian Smart Communities Association conference in Melbourne. This is an annual conference, and this year in particular, given the timing of the Smart Communities and Suburbs funding round, which the federal government had brought forward and only provided a very short amount of time for nominations and submissions to go forward. This was certainly value in us attending this particular conference, and there was almost 300 delegates from across Australia and internationally. We certainly heard from a number of international speakers around what's happening in the smart city space in Barcelona in particular. And the flavour of the actual conference was around placing people first through oriented experiences, adjusting services to meet the needs and benefits of the planet. So there's certainly an environmental focus on what the smart cities and digitisation of that was, how that should be occurring. Benefit through the delivery of more tailored community services, operational savings and informed capital works programs, which we have recently been acknowledged through Dallas Delta is running an incredibly robust capital works program, which certainly meets that need, and building community-wide partnerships to drive new investment and employment into the digital economy. So the particular themes of the conference were quite important given the recent workshop we've held, and they certainly aligned well to where the options are currently being determined by that stakeholder group. Did you want to add anything there? I know Councillor Daniels and I certainly separated ourselves. There was three particular focus groups or focus streams that happened throughout the Thursday, and we spread ourselves across a number of those topics, and we covered quite a fair bit.
No, I was just to say that I think for me a lot of the value is the people you meet, and the international presenters were very interesting, but I also gained a lot from just hearing what the other local governments across Australia were doing in the smart city space. So one of the highlights was Kat Madsen, from the Chief Digital Officer from the Brisbane City Council on the Friday. That was a very interesting and practical presentation. There was some great, there was a lot of great information and certainly a lot of great contacts that I have made from attending the conference.
I think in the future, possibly Councillor Daniels, you'll hear on a Smart Cities podcast. Maybe if that's happening, we'll arrange for that to occur. We met with
Zoe.
Zoe, who coordinates that, and she's particularly interested in hearing what regional areas are doing in that space. Councillor Daniels can lead that for us. I noticed as well, we've got a photo of Councillor Daniels, myself, and the Honourable Bob Carr in there. That was certainly a highlight of mine, tick off my bucket list, getting to speak with him. But I think importantly as well, there was a number of representations from not only just standing government for the federal, but also Anthony Albanese, who presented what the Labor Party would be looking at, which was a national urban policy around smart cities. So there were certainly some comments around ensuring that the regional areas are represented in what that policy looks like. So happy to take any specific questions around the conference or the report.
No, great. Thank you very much for that, Daniel. So moving on to departmental updates. Please, I'll hand back over to Daniel to present those.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So councillors, we've got 16 particular operational updates that we're offering this round, and I want to note there is a report that will come forward to our strategy or full council, which is around the autism spectrum disorder and the stakeholder groups which we've recently had a meeting in council here. So that's not represented here, but I just did want to acknowledge that work which council has requested the organisation progress is underway. It's a big piece of work in terms of council doesn't necessarily sit as one of the custodians or stewards of that particular area, but nonetheless we are supporting where we can. There is a report that's just been circulated through some of the stakeholders at the moment. But some important pull-outs from the departmental update are the volunteers week that occurred in Jem Fields. I didn't know if you wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, I attended that event. It was just a really great event. It was pulled together by Kim Thompson and a number of other community members, and all came out of actually from the community reference group. So it was a great initiative by that group. Just a really good afternoon for the community, and always great to acknowledge our volunteers, regardless of which community it is, because they're so essential to having a full and great community and lifestyle.
And we've certainly had some events occurring in our arts space over the last month and beyond that, and even into this month's Gems of the Outback Photography competition was one that was held on the 4th of May at the Emerald Art Gallery here. The Emerald Art Gallery also opened their art awards for 2019, so the entries for that particular award close at the end of this month. So if anybody's aware of particular artists in the 5 categories that are listed there, which are easel-based work, works on paper, 3-dimensional works, photography, or digital art, please ensure that they are aware and they're forwarding their nomination through. Earlier last week, on the 31st, 2 weeks ago, sorry, the 31st of May, the annual Domestic Violence March occurred in Emerald, so from the Town Hall down to the Centre Care offices. The Springshaw State School Bohemia Bicentennial Art Gallery, so the exhibition, which is titled About Now, is opening on this Friday, and it will be in the Bohemia Art Gallery, I should say, from this Friday to the 9th of July. So it's again another piece of art within our region that's happening at the moment. Some school visits that have occurred. So our Coordinator of Development Planning has attended the Emerald State School, and in combination with the delivery of our livability strategy, which has been ongoing for some time. And I note there are, in our report towards the end of the report, there is certainly some progress against that, and while we'll hope it will be finished by 30th of this month, we'll be keeping you abreast of that one. But the particular content of that was based around questions for council functions, facilities, infrastructure, resources, and the structure of council. So we're trying our best to embed some of the opportunities in our local school kids to hang around and work with the council later on. Ralston Transfer Station is underway, so both number 11 and 12 focus on our waste at the moment, which is certainly a big topic, and we had that discussion yesterday, and there'll be further reports to the General Council about that. But the transfer station is now under construction in Ralston, so obviously we're upgrading and evolving what was a landfill at that particular location. Now, waste contracts, there's further information about that, which was provided yesterday, and in terms of our partnering with Isaac Regional Council in getting a far better outcome for what has been waste contracting in the region, so looking to certainly provide some efficiencies where our contracts haven't in the past. Number 13 is the Bob Marshman Training of the Year. I'm not sure if this was discussed in the previous committee, but there wasn't. So there's certainly some really exciting news that has occurred here. And this is vocational educational training in Queensland, so it's statewide, and with over 800 nominations received, Council actually has the top 3 and the only 3 nominations for the finalist of the Bob Marshman Trainee of the Year. So one of those nominees is from 2 of those are from our community department. One was our trainee, Michelle Doherty, so she's our Ranger trainee, so she's recently completed her traineeship and taken on a full-time role as one of our Rangers, so she's a nominee. Joel Paulson as well, who was former position at the Gemfields area, working in our parks and gardens. And as he's also been nominated for the Indigenous Trainee of the Year, and William DeVerne is Corporate Services section. So those three are representing Central Highlands Regional Council amongst 800 nominations as the only three finalists for the Trainee of the Year. So that's in the history of the awards, we're told that's never happened before. So Central Highlands Regional Council, so we deserve a pat on the back for that. And I know in particular Paul Turner has played a huge role in supporting that. And Council will remember about a month ago when we presented those awards here for General Council. So that's definitely and those awards are being held in Mackay on the 21st of July, so next month. Encourage, if councils can attend, to come along to that. And I'd also like to point out the record attendance at the Kids Time. So earlier this year I was fortunate to be able to attend the Kids Time and read a book to the kids, as much to my fear, but one of the two sessions attracted 33 adults and 50 children. So I think the importance of bringing that forward is we're dedicating a lot of resources and investment into activating the library spaces, and that's just a really good good news story for how that activation has occurred. Happy to take any questions on the updates or anything else.
Any questions, councillors?
Jenna, just in relation to the Emerald Art Gallery, the awards that are coming up, I can't find anything to like I'd like to be able to promote it through my own networks, but I just can't find anything even on the Emerald Art Gallery social media page or anything that we've even received possibly from council, and council is a major sponsor of this particular award, so I'm happy to promote it. I am in contact with a number of artists, but I'd love to be able to know where I can go to just find something out about it, because there's nothing on the Emerald Art Gallery page.
Sure, we'll take something.
Other than the event, the event itself, not the categories or anything like that.
We'll work with comms to make sure we haven't missed anything there and get something written up so that it can be shared on social media.
And do you know the call out, the community call out for the Springsure Museum? Do you know if Dr. Padoki received any treasures from the community in relation to the call out? Did she get good community engagement?
I believe so. I can
Yeah,
find out some particular details.
No, that's okay.
One thing I do know is that it was received incredibly well. We're getting some really positive feedback in terms of asking her back to do more work.
It's very good.
Great, thank you very much. So moving on to general business. Does anyone have any general business they would like to raise?
Through the chair, I'd just like to go back to some portal, in that portal report, if I could. Page 21 of 28, second last horizon line, continued weed spraying 5 Mile Reserve. The independent contractor, will they be continued to be engaged and maybe looked at some other areas that we've brought up previously with weed control, or what's happening in that area?
Actually, so what we will do, because we have the manager of planning and environment back, we're going to run through this quarter report, so we can do that now and address your question first. But as I'm aware, we will continue to use that contractor in other opportunities around our region. One thing we're certainly well aware of is that we have more weeds and more pests than we're currently able to attend to, so it's certainly value in making sure we do exploit some of that work. I'll hand it over to Kirsten to address that part first, and then we'll briefly run over the quarter reports to council benefits.
Sure. Through you, Mr. Chair. With the weed spraying at 5 Mile, we were just notified yesterday that the contractor has actually withdrawn from the weed spraying contract, so we do have to go back out to market again to get a contractor on board, which is unfortunate news. But we're certainly working on that. I met with the coordinator range services this morning, so we're going to get that back out to tender as soon as possible, so that that contract can keep going, so that we can attack the weeds. Quite a large issue.
I just want to bring up the mother of millions again at Fernlees and make sure we're doing some engagement in that area.
So a report was requested back when the senior ranger was still with us. Fortunately, the ranger who deals with that area has been on leave, so she's returned today. So we will have a report going to the next community standing committee, just to provide a proper update on what's happened out in that area of Friendly's. I think that was your request, perhaps.
Sorry.
I think you requested that report.
Initially through council links in this following. There's also an outbreak down on some council land down near our cemetery here in town of Parthenium that's fairly heavily infested on what was the old lawn growing area, turf area there on the corner just east of the cemetery. That may need some inspection done on the roadway. That's also our roadway leading into the water treatment area, also the sewage treatment area. It's a fairly heavy outbreak there that we could contain quite quickly and
Okay. I'll have to register
some council land.
So, Kirsten, is there anything else you'd like to highlight in relation to that portal report?
I guess just in terms of the CRM numbers, so it might look like we have quite a number of unactioned CRMs, but we have discovered that there is a bit of a technical error with the authority system. So when these CRMs are actioned off, I think I've completed the tasks, but in the background of the system, they're still saying that they're open. So this stats from planning and environment don't look great at the moment, based on the numbers of outstanding CRM tasks, but I can assure you with the, particularly with the development and planning team, it looks like they have 109 open CRMs, but the reality is that there's only 11 open. So that's something that we're trying to troubleshoot with the IT guys to try and close out those inquiries that still have some tasks open in the system, but they've actually been closed out with the customer. So the stats might look like they're a bit out of control. With the range of services CRMs, there are still a high number of CRMs, but that's based on the resources that we have in ranges at the moment. So while they're out in the field, they can't be addressing customer inquiries at the same time. So we are still trying to work through them and bring those numbers down.
Met the new ranger, Mr. Clark, at the animal show. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Kirsten, did you want to make any further comment around staffing of the Ranger Services team?
Sure. So we did, when we had the vacancies come up in March with the departure of a coordinator and 3 of the rangers, we did have quite a successful recruitment round for the rangers. Unfortunately, a number of these pulled out, so we have had to go out to advertise one of these vacant positions again. That position was held in the last recruitment round, so we're hoping that it will go out this Friday. So that's relieving position 10391. So that's one of the ranger positions. The senior ranger position is with our recruitment agency for a full recruitment, so that we can find someone to relieve maternity leave contract. So we do have those 2 vacancies that we're still trying to fulfill, and the logo appointees that we had recently just to help us tide us over while we have these vacancies. They've finished up now, so there is a request with corporate services for 2 logo staff just to take us for a 6 to 8 week period, just to get us over this initial bind of the new rangers that are going to come on board and the time that will elapse between the interview and when they actually come on board. So.
Great, good. And on animal management, I know that you've said that Ranger Services is continuing to take a heightened approach to animal management in the region. And you've got a report coming up in the near future, haven't you?
Yes.
On actions.
Yeah, so you might recall Andrew, the previous coordinator, presented a report up in Capella in relation to the initiatives for Ranger Services. So we have to develop an action plan for those 9 initiatives and how we're going to achieve them. So that will be coming to a meeting in late July once we can establish with the resources that we have how we can reasonably take on those 9 initiatives and whether or not some of them are still as important as others. So just about prioritising them with the current numbers that we have in Ranger Services. So we'll present that to council and ensure that councillors are happy with that action plan moving forward, and if not, then there might be a discussion around additional resources that might be required to deliver on some of those actions if councillors see them as more of a priority.
Kirsten, you may or may not be able to answer this, but last week when we were on community consultations west of Springshore, we noticed the prevalence of Willow's cactus on some council roads.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering how we can find out about whose responsibility it might be to do something about it. And I'm not sure really on the status of that particular weed as to whether it's one you need to act on.
Yeah.
But just where it is, some of it is on what was previously council roads. I'm not even really sure if they are council roads now, but one particularly New Plains Road,
Okay.
it's very obvious on that road. But just in terms of, you know, it's a council road and it sits within our reserve, I assume that would be our responsibility.
Most definitely. So
Yeah.
we do get grant funding from the state government on an annual basis to spray along the highway corridors rather than the state coming out and doing the spraying themselves. So they give council an allowance to undertake weed spraying, but if it's on a council road, that would be something that we would have to control within our weed management budget. So were there any other roads
No,
other
it's
than
just
New Plains?
not
Okay. We can get the rangers to follow up on that. Susie's back on board today after being on leave, so we can make that a priority for her. And then the cemetery with Parthenium.
Thank you very much. Any further questions, councillors? No? Okay, lovely. Yeah, thanks, Kirsten, for that. And the only other thing in general business is the strategic document register. I know we talked about it yesterday, and Councillor Godwin-Smith raised it in front of the infrastructure committee, but that document, will that be presented, provided how regularly you?
Through you, Madam Chair, we can view this as requested, but I think probably we should do every 6 months to ensure that we're on top of it. We have some printouts here if any councillors would like a printout, but all of the strategic document register is available on Docs on Tap in the strategy meeting from yesterday. If you want me to pull that up, I'm happy to take any questions or work through anything you might have in the strategic documents register related to the communities department. Would anyone like a hard copy?
Is there any questions around that strategic document register relating to community standing? And I obviously, you only have the document from yesterday. No? Great. And we have a very light agenda today and nothing in the closed session, no reports. So if there is no further questions or general business that needs to be raised, I'll actually close the meeting today at quarter to 11. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.